Heading to New York City business plan competition here at Toro University in Times Square. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Noah. I'm 24 years old and I'm building an AI education and consulting company here in NYC. And today we got GenAIX got selected to be one of the 30 competing startups in the annual New York City business plan competition. And we're 5 minutes away from the event starting here at Toro University. We're right here at the door. And yeah, showing along how this competition goes. There'll be around 30 businesses from different industries pitching, and GenAIX is one of them. It's part of like the live, work, and play category, and there's like 6 businesses in our category. But yeah, this is it.
Well, we are going to try to. So how are we fixing this?
We start as GenAI consulting, but then what we do is not just. Another way, today's a Friday, and today I was mostly interviewing for our C-suite positions. I interviewed for a chief revenue officer, someone who can help us generate more revenue and also kind of like build this sales operations that we need to build up. And the other one is I'm heading to a meeting with our potential new COO, chief operating officer. He had like more than 10 years of experience, Time Warner company, building up teams, helping them become more efficient, but then also connecting, like marketing, sales, and all the other departments, making sure everything runs as a one machine instead of like, separate departments. Yeah, this is what today looks like. The weather is nice here in New York. It's getting warmer, it's not too cold. Last week was back to winter, and New York kind of has like 12 seasons, and that was the 3rd winter last week. But now I think it's finally spring. Hopefully if it doesn't change up tomorrow, we're almost at spring right now, and I'm super excited. Done with the COO meetup. David is very, very detailed, that's why we definitely need COO. Personally, I'm not like that detailed. I see more of like focused on the vision, having someone who's focused and kind of like gets into the details of how things should be working. That's heading to an investor. There's this VC that we're meeting up with. It's like an intro call, kind of very like simple, easy, casual talk with a potential investor. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I've been mostly just focused on building the brand, trying to get clients, and trying to generate revenue before fundraising. Most startup founders start with like fundraising at the first step. They focus on it, they try to raise those rounds, and I feel like that kind of like steals away a lot of time and a lot of like opportunity you could have built as a business. And that's not a skill that you would need. Even if let's say you fundraised multiple rounds, you probably needed to develop like skills in order to run like the business. You probably missed out on a lot of those when you were out there dealing with investors. And I think those two jobs are kind of like completely different. Like running a business and dealing with investors are completely different. But yeah, we're kind of like slowly getting into the investor meetups after 9 months of like just building the business. And this is probably like the 3rd or 4th investor meetup in 9 months. This is one of my favorite areas. There's a lot of cool coffee shops. I love the areas. I love how the cobblestones. It kind of gives out European vibes in Soho. Good vibes in general. I like coming here and working in the cafes around Soho. Most of my favorite areas are Soho, Lower East, Columbus Circle, or around Bryant Park-ish. Most of my videos are around like Bryant Park, but Soho has this like chill, cool vibes. And yeah, there are some things New York are random things that happen in New York. Definitely, definitely. Great content. Exactly the same person, no? Either way, this is it. This is it. I love Soho. So we have 10 minutes for the investor call. Kind of do have to do a little bit more research on where they invested, because also the website where these investors are, they're all like, hey, founder friendly. They all say the same thing, but then it's all about actions speak louder than words. So I have to do a quick search on which companies they invested in, how do they invest, do they invest with other VCs, or do they invest solo, like have they ever invested solo into other companies without other co-investors. So I'm going to do those quick research, really real quick research in between, and done. Research Perplexity is your quick research tool. So I'm going to do a quick Perplexity research, because Perplexity is connected to the internet. Even the free version is ChatGPT. You can only get your research mode like up to date only if you have the pro version. But the good thing about Perplexity is kind of summarizes everything, gives you all the citations. That way you can also make sure that the info is correct. So go do a real quick check on Daring Ventures. Yes, a quick research on them real quick. I have like 5 minutes, but it kind of helps you get up. So I'm asking it, what are unique things about Daring Venture? Okay, so the VC canceled the meeting last minute. Such a typical VC behavior. That's why I never like to start, chasing VCs. Like, that's why I never started chasing VCs. Because on their website they say they're looking for unconventional founders. We back this and this and this, and the VC just he canceled the meeting with a note of out of scope. But what we're doing is exactly in scope. I don't even did the research in the first place. But then, as a founder, this is a typical situation you deal with. Like, people cancel off meetings, VCs cancel meetings, or there's no show. And every successful founder actually went through it, and you don't have to take it personally. Like, it's just without their thing, because most VCs are just 2-3 people. They're probably new. They're probably trying to raise funds, and they just say more than they do. And putting trust into venture capital is not like the best thing. As an entrepreneur, you just have to figure out your own way, become successful, and the right people do come chasing for you. So if you're a founder, definitely do not get discouraged by VC money. More of like, just focus on building your own business, generating your own revenue, and then the VCs come and they beg for you, like the right one, the right VCs come. So yeah, that is the tip of the day. Today, Fridays for me are more about less meetings unless they're super important. Today I took on those 2 interviews because we want to get those both the CRO and the COO in place starting next week, so that we can start generating revenue soon. Other than that, for me, Fridays, what typically happens is I go over the calendar for the past week, and then I go over the calendar for the next week. That way, trying to stay aligned with what are the decisions we made over the past week, and to mentally prepare for the coming week. And also, like, register for all the events that are happening next week after work. Trying to get an idea. That way, really makes your Mondays amazing. If you're really prepared for it on Friday, and you already have things sorted out, it just becomes way easier and less stressful. So that's also another hack if you're a founder. Do not book a lot of meetings on Friday. Kind of take the time to reflect and kind of like see where you're going, like focus, make it like very chill. So Fridays are very chill. And yeah, I'm heading off to grab lunch now, and then we'll start on the reflection process. Yeah, trying to eat healthy, trying to make it more healthy. going over the week. This week has been a crazy week. We had a webinar. Mondays are mostly where the meetings are. And we had business plan competition, a couple one-on-ones, a couple more events, some midterms in between, more group works, events, and we're also heading out to an event after this. And then let's check out next week. So we have to schedule more events for next week. This is how the normal internal meetings look like. You have to schedule, interviews and external meetups and after work events. Done with the day. Really productive session. Got all the important things, the hard important things that I needed to do. Well, for one, this was a day in a life, a week in a life of building a company in NYC. Subscribe for more.